Welcome to a new season of Cozy Womb Podcast. This is season 5 of Cozy Womb. My name is Shan, mom of the girls. This is a podcast where we talk about surviving parenting, the realness about preggo-ness, and giving really good tips on being our best parent and evolving every day. So if that's what you're looking for, you're at the right place. Welcome to Mama Shan Tip or Question. Is it a tip? Or is it a question? Let's see. Here you guys. What's up? It's Shan. Welcome back to Cozy Womb Podcast. This is season 5, episode 9. Raising mine non-traditionally. The point of this episode is, some people have a mom and dad that live together, multiple kids that live in the same house, and a dog or a cat, and that's the quote-unquote nice family. But today, 2020, some people just live with the dad, some people just live with the mom. Some are like the only child, some are twins, some are like one of 5, and I believe that a dad and a mom can be most powerful and pivotal in a child's life and bring structure even if they don't live in the same household. It's all about how much effort and how much consistency you prepare in that child's life to put in order for it to make a good impact. And just because you raise your kids differently doesn't mean they will come out to be less of a great adult or less of a great athlete or educator or student. It doesn't mean that. It's all about the effort that you put in and the consistency that you give your child. And that's what we're going to talk about. Everything else is blah, 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 because you do not have to raise a child or have this, whole, it looks like it works type of family in order for you to raise a great kid. Growing up, my parents were married. And I lived with both of my parents until I was like 7.5. And then my mom left my dad. And slowly but surely they got a divorce. And she created a life where it was just her for a long time. So I know what it's like to have a mom and a dad in the household. I know what it's like to have a mom. I know what it's like to be in foster care. I know what it's like to live with family. I know what it's like to live in a shelter. Like, I've had all types of experiences when it comes to what family is and how family is supposed to be and what relatives is versus family. So I've never been a fan of staying in a relationship or being in a relationship or being with someone just because it looks right. I've never been a fan of doing things because it looks right. If there's no love, if there's no effort, if there's no real concrete goals there, no responsibilities, no standards, or no support, I'm not staying. And I don't believe in staying for the sake of the kids. Sometimes what's going to help your kids is the truth. And kids feel when things are not right. Kids can sense when a house is not a home. Shout out to Luther Vandross. Kids sense when there's tension in the household. And I refuse to fight in front of my kid with their father just because I'm trying to force something that looks like it should work to work. Sometimes people are better parents separately. Sometimes people need more time to discover their best mom level. Sometimes people need better time and more time to discover their best dad level. It's not up for you to tell them, you know what, I had this kid, now you should be ready. No, sometimes people are going to be ready when they're ready. And that doesn't mean you have to stay there and deal with the traumatic adult temper tantrums that may happen while you're trying to raise a stable, loving, healthy kid. Sometimes it's best that your child doesn't see one parent go through their adult tantrums. And I think a lot of mothers take the weight of that, and a lot of fathers get to have a lot of time to really realize where their place is in a child's life. But there are some fathers that really have to take the weight of a mother not wanting to be a mom and raise a child while being a quote-unquote man in society. So it works both ways. Real relationships require growth. There will be disagreements. Kids do not fix holes within you. Therefore, I don't agree with anyone having a kid for the sake of, feeling loved or wanting someone to be there or making someone stay. People will not stay just for the sake of you having a child. So don't bring a child into a relationship as a pawn. That's not smart. Jealousy does not exist in loving, prospering relationships. So if you feel that you are getting jealous of someone because they have a child that's not from you and you want attention that you're not getting, maybe you're not mentally, emotionally, or spiritually ready to love someone that also has to love a child while they love you. And that's fine. But you need to be honest enough to say, you know what, I thought I could handle the fact that you have a child, but I think it's too much for me. And maybe this may work for me later, but for right now, I think for the best of us and your child, that I step back. That's a very adult thing to do. Sometimes people need to do that. Sometimes introducing people into a life of a child too fast really makes them run in the opposite direction. So I'm not saying two women can't raise a child because they can. It's possible. I'm not saying two men can't raise a child because they can. It's possible. I'm not saying only a man can raise a son and not a woman. Only a woman can raise a daughter and not a dad. Everybody can raise a child in a loving way, and that child could grow up to be the most intelligent, loving, caring soul on this planet. The thing is, you could have a great looking home, a 2-parent home, all the money, all the things a kid could ever want, all the opportunity, the greatest education, go on trips, travel. That child has lots of friends. You have lots of friends. You love your job. Your husband loves your job. And that child could grow up to be the most miserable, unhappy human being. And as parents, we would like to think that we control that, but we don't control that. All we can do is do our best. So don't get caught up in you not raising your kid the quote-unquote the traditional way. I am so for raising my child a non-traditional way in society today, because faking it to make it seem like it works when it doesn't is a thing that a lot of families do. And I pride myself on not faking anything and accepting everything that is real. And sometimes what is real is you being a single parent, raising your child until their parent can step up in an equal way when it comes to caring, loving, nurturing, teaching, financially supporting, emotionally supporting, just being there in that child's life, not shifting because their mom isn't there. When your mom is not around, the dad should be able to fill in and pick up where that mom left off and not make that child's life completely flip. And until you as a parent can feel like you have that parent that's there to do that, it's hard. It is hard to be like, you know what, I'm going to stay because I know I don't have the support as another parent that I need, but I have to make it so it looks like it works because this is my kid's father or this is my kid's mom. Sometimes it doesn't work together. Sometimes you guys need to have y'all space and raise the kid separately so the kid knows, you know what, I'm happy over here with my mom when it's just me and her, and I'm happy over here with my dad when it's just me and him, but when we're together it's a lot of like tension that I don't like. Sometimes it's that. All that matters is that you're raising your child in the best way, and sometimes the best way is a non-traditional way, and that's okay. So don't feel guilty about that. No matter what happens, I'm always going to raise my kids on love, curiosity, standards, and common sense. Do not lose yourself in what society tells you your quote-unquote life should look like. My name is Shan. I'm a mom out here trying to do it the right way, but in the most truthful, honest way. Thank you for listening to Cozy Win Podcast. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.